I think I've been to the murders of at least 8 kids that I can think of off the top of my head, and those are some of the hardest ones.
Patience is gone. You can't eat, you can't sleep. Every part of your life is disrupted.
It was tough. They reminded me of my friends' kids, and I couldn't get the screams out of my head for months. Our bad day and the average bad day are 2 different things. Our bad day usually involves something horrendous, carnage, and usually there's a lot of blood and death.
I got a call for a VSA infant, and the child was 1.5, 2 years old. And the circumstances were, it was odd when we got there, and there was a little girl lying on the ground and her mom's bawling and freaking out on the phone doing CPR, and the kid was blue, and the dad standing like, I don't know what's happening, it's over there. I remember I was driving home from shift, and I got a call from the platoon chief from the other shift saying, oh yeah, by the way, that the dad snapped her neck and murdered her. You need to write a witness statement.
After 2 weeks of smelling rotting corpses in the Philippines after Hurricane Yolanda, we were on a road going to deliver an inflatable hospital up to the different region. And as we're driving down the road, a dog came out of the woods with a small child's arm in its mouth that it had found off of a corpse that's been there for a month, and that was its food.
We got on scene, and it turned out this kid had been cross-checked head first into the boards, had been unconscious. And we get there, and he'd been removed from the ice. When I'm talking to this kid, I'm kneeling beside him, looking in his face. He tells me he could feel everything till they moved him. Sorry, seeing that kid's face.
Just about every facet of everyday life changes. And then the biggest thing to me is the loss of innocence. You realize that these things happen in the world, and they're happening all around you all of the time.
I felt like I was really armed to fight fires, to go to medicals, to do all these things, but they didn't arm me with something that I didn't realize was going to affect me so much, was dealing with the human nature of the calls and your own emotions and how to react to these things.
Us, police, EMS, we try and be the tough guys and tough people. And we are affected by this. It does have a cumulative effect, and it's not just one call. It's one call piled on the next call, piled on the next call, and it's like a house of cards. And you try and put that last card on the top and everything comes down.
You're going to experience things that you would wish and hope that you never experienced. You're going to see things that you can't reverse, that are going to be ingrained on who you are.
Lost myself into keeping busy, became very much a workaholic. Spent all my time just being busy so I wouldn't have to think about things.
I had a lot of guys that I worked with who'd been through similar things, and we used to get drunk all the time. You just hung out with people who were equally as damaged as you, so you felt normal. And there was some comfort in that.
So there was the black humor around the fire hall. People would joke about things, and that happens to this day.
I learned really quickly, though, to just kind of shut it all out and shut off your emotional response to anything, and that transferred into my personal life.
I didn't want to be anywhere near anybody. Even my own family, I just kind of pulled back a lot.
I know that there were times that I have come home from events that my children knew I was coming home from, that they stayed at a distance from me because they They didn't know either what to say, what to do, or if I was going to snap, so to speak, and not be myself.
It's stuff that we take for granted day in, day out, that you see over the course of your career and what you do, that it's taken away from other people.
And what you realize is you're responding to the worst event of their lives, but you're responding after the incident already took place. And there's nothing you could have done by the time you've reacted and been called to this call to change the outcome. You can just do the best that you can do while you're there.
I know I've talked to people and said, listen, like I went to this counselor and it changed my life, and I wish I went to her the first day I had a bad call, and my life wouldn't have been as painful as it had to have been.
We're a team. Everything we do, when we go out that door, we do as a team. There's no one individual that can do this job, any part of it, on their own. We do this together, and we need to hold on to that when we come back to the hall.
You need to find that network of people that you can count on, that you can trust, that will be there for you no matter what. And those are the people that you keep closest to you throughout your career and throughout your life.
Found you in the trial.